Alright, we're back. Happy Sunday. Today's a review day. Episode 68. Here we go. I am so tired. But today was good. I'm going to say green today. Overall, 7. Headache. Headache wasn't bad. 4.5 is probably steady from yesterday. Sleep, 7. I woke up a little early. My diet, not good. I'm going to give it a 5. Let's see. It's 300. Probably had 1,500 there. That's 1,800. And that meal, like another 1,000. Maybe 2,800, but I don't know. I don't know if I hit 2,800. I didn't work out today. I ate a bunch of garbage. Had some ciders at a friend's house. Just not a good day. No, it was probably 40. I'm going to say 45. 40 to 50, but I'll just say 45. Alright, I did have dairy. Yep. No chocolate. Did have ciders. I did have potatoes and sweet potatoes. I did have a cold shower. I did not have any exercise. I was gonna have a couple ciders and then like come home and then go to the gym and yeesh. Do those ciders and the diet that I ate today. No. Wasn't gonna let it happen. I was out. I was about to pass out and then I had to feed dogs and I had to feed myself and I was like, alright, let's do this. So I'm hoping I can crash pretty hard tonight and get a good sleep. We'll see. Mindfulness. I did have a few minutes of mindfulness. Uh, 8.5. Had a little flasher. Got feedback tomorrow. AFC and NFC championships are on today. Went to Doug's house. I wonder if Doug ever watches this. He's like, hey, that's me. And played games and had a couple ciders. Ate snacks and wings that he made. Good times, bad diet, and no exercise. But I'm happy to have friendships where I can goof around still and play games because when my life is all in order, I hope to do that a lot. So I need to keep doing it now when I can. I don't know. Maybe that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't. I get it, and that's what matters. You just put your own little notes in there, whoever's watching. All right. Okay. Very far off from my goals, and that goes without being said right now. The topic is meant to be and that's also the lesson. So, friendships change, relationships change, my headaches change, and everything just changes. And when things go well or when things go bad, there's this video I've been watching from a guy named Michael Brown, I think is his name. He's an Australian author and kind of a psychologist guy. And he says there's a thing called the legend, but it's really like the ledge end. So he's got a ledge, and anytime something happens in your life, something significant enough that you're thinking about it quite a bit, you could be standing on a ledge, basically, and you can tell yourself a bad story about it, or you can tell yourself a good story about it. The bad story would be looking at all the negative aspects and like, oh no, I'm on a ledge. I'm freaking out because I'm on a ledge right now. And there's this big cliff, and there's a lot of bad things, like how did I end up on this ledge, right? But then there's a good thing. There's a good story that you can tell yourself, like, I don't know. What good do you say about being on a ledge? But I guess the good is telling yourself the good things about the good things that come out of it, like the lessons that you learn. And he told a story about his dad dying, and then his mom kind of died inside, so it was like he lost his dad and his mom at the same time. But because of that, he was able to grow and become who he is, and tell his story and help all these people. So there's this good story that he can tell himself about it too. But then the ledge end is where you actually just jump off the ledge and sort of surrender to life, and just say, well, these things happen, and no matter what, whether I feel good about it or bad about it, the world isn't happening to me, but the world is happening through me. Like I am a part of this grand experience of life, and it's all just happening, and I'm incorporated in it. And so you just fall into it and just say, life is everything around me, but it's also me. I am just as much part of it, and things don't just happen to me, they happen through me. And I'm feeling things, things that I perceive as happening are things that, that has processed through me. The only reason I see something that happened is because I'm seeing it, because my brain has processed that. So things are happening through us. So to learn to jump off that ledge is kind of what meant to be is about. Because meant to be, you can say, well, the universe meant it to be, or God has a plan, or however you want to say it. But basically, life is going to happen no matter what, and you're going to have these feelings no matter what. So to allow your emotions and allow everything to just happen through you is kind of what meant to be really means to me. And so that's my lesson that I'm taking, is that as things process, I can accept it, understand that, it's there, question why it's there, understand, hey, if I have anger or sadness or frustration, just accept it and not not feed the emotion anything, right? And that's what I think I've done so much. And that's part of why, today's a review day. And when my stress levels go up, so far, every time, so like sevens, all green, there's one eight, but mostly sevens right there. And then I jump into mostly eights. And then getting down to sevens a few more times. But mostly eights up here. I think I try to take advantage of my emotions sometimes. I try to, if there's somebody that, I don't want to be thinking about, I can try and build up anger that I have towards them and then use that and say, yeah, like an angry song or something comes on. I'm like, yeah, screw them. And then, like, yeah, I can just move on with my day or whatever and just feel better thinking I defeated them or something. But that's like pretty toxic, right? Because then I'm just building up these emotions, these little snowballs of emotions that can run pretty rampant in my head. And so, that's what a lot of people with depression, what I've done before with depression, but I think it's easy to do that with sadness. And you use the sadness to, as kind of a, like ammunition that you have, like kind of like a victim mentality, kind of like an ammunition, like see all these bad things that happen to me. And so it's like you can have more to like prove your point with later on. Look how bad things went for me. And so you build up all this sadness and anguish and grief. And, because it's in some weird way that you either understand or you don't. At the time, I didn't understand. But there are times when I have done that and did understand. So I think it can go both ways. Um, you build that up to try and use it later. Because it fulfills some sort of need, where you're trying to build up something emotionally. And if bad things keep happening to you, then you at least have that excuse of, hey, all these bad things happen. And then if you just feel worthless, which is kind of where that road leads, and that's where the cycle really gets bad. When you start to feel really worthless, and then that becomes kind of a fuel of its own until you get kind of sick of that and then mad at it, and then you try something and then that doesn't go well, and then that just feeds the other snowball of all these bad things keep happening to me. And then so you just go through this cycle. And you can do that with anger, and you can do that with a lot of different things. You can do it with um, um, good emotions too, but ones that may not be serving you in a positive way down the road. So to just allow things to be and to notice emotions and to allow them to exist, but also not feed them or use them or try and build something with them, to just allow them to be and say, all right, I'm angry right now, and to maybe express that when you need to, but then look at options that you have moving forward, rather than, all right, what's this anger mean? All right, I'm going to use this. And to put so much weight into a certain emotion when, I think if you're healthy, you're going to feel a good balance of different emotions. So, if you're mentally healthy. Anyway, so yeah, that's my lesson, is to just think about letting go. Letting go of trying to control what happens to me, and understand that things are just going to happen, and it happens through me, and that I'm thankful to just be a part of the experience. And if I do feel anger, that it may be trying to tell me something, so I can try and understand that, rather than, building off of it. And, I think I've done pretty good with that. I don't think I, have all these depression and anger issues, which, if this is the first video you've ever seen of me, you're probably like, wow, this guy's got some stuff going on. But I think that it's really, I think that I've done really well at working through this over the past, 30 years. And I can really see the process that I've gone through. And, it's like a graph that's just gone way up on my emotional intelligence, or they call it EQ or whatever. I think that's just gone way up. And so I'm in a good place now where I think I can manage these things really well. It's just, the stress, like life happening to me. And I just said it, it's happening to me. The things that are happening through me, the things that are just happening right now are chaotic and hectic. And so it's a test from me. And I'm choosing to see it that way. I don't know if God's testing me, or, I'm not going there. I'm just saying it's chaotic. So I think I've done really good at managing the emotions, and getting to this point where I can sit here and say, all right, what's meant to be is meant to be. And that is just another way of saying life is going to happen, and I accept that. And I accept that I'm going to be emotional at times, ups and downs, and that's okay, because I get to be a part of it. And that's what life's about. So, and without the downs, you're not going to have the ups. If everything was up, there would be no up anymore. So, yeah. Okay. Quite the therapy today. Reviewing. The yellow also coincides with eating a lot more food. I think I've been more consistent about eating. I'm seeing a lot more upper 2s and 3s, and then even one up into almost the upper 3s. But overall, yeah, there's a lot of 3s there too. I'm not really seeing that. When I'm not feeling good, I always feel like, well, I'm eating so much crap. But right now I'm eating a lot of crap, and I'm feeling okay. So, it's almost like gasoline on a fire. Like right now, maybe there's no fire, so I'm just pouring gasoline, and there's no fire, so it's not doing anything. But if you have enough gasoline that you're just pouring out, then you get the littlest, tiniest spark. It can just... So that's what I'm thinking the food has to do with the most. So that's why I need to watch things while I'm feeling good. Plus, there's like a delayed reaction in my stomach, like leaky gut stuff that I still haven't figured out because I still haven't been Diet 9 like ever. Except for that one day. 2 days. So, yeah, but if there is a fire and then I'm just eating like crap, then it's just pouring gas and making this huge fire out of it, making it worse. Um, so there's that. And, let me look back on that. See, I started freaking out around this time and just started, all right, no more dairy. And then started eating better. But then you notice 2 weeks later, boom, you kind of have things start to get better. And so I'm starting to see this 2 week thing, and I mentioned that each thing kind of goes in a 2 week pattern. So this is like 2 weeks right here. That's like 3 weeks really, but this is almost like two sections. So there's one here. The red might have been about 2 weeks, and then the yellow looks like there was some craziness in there, and then you have 2 weeks here, and then 2 weeks here of yellow. I'm getting a little better, and then 2 weeks here of green, and then a little yellow. So there is kind of a 2 week thing, and I wonder if I can code those and use those as markers in a graph, in a chart. So I may look into that. So let me type that. Look at coding the colors with a number to mark charts with to see if anything correlates with a 2 week delay. Like if I eat badly, then get better, then eat better. Do I feel better 2 weeks later? So I'm going to look at that. I'm going to think about, like maybe diet numbers. See, it's hard to say because all my red is right at the top. So it's like, what was I doing right before that? Or 2 weeks before that? But you look at green, I'm eating good. Okay. Had a lot of good dieting going here. Okay, where's 2 weeks before the green? That's right here. I was eating pretty good. Huh. Yeah, I was eating good before that. Yeah, I'll have to keep looking at it. It might be something in here too. There's a lot of diet stuff as well. So, okay. How many times have I drank too? Let's see. 2 times in October. 1 November, 2 November. None in December. Oh yeah, day after Christmas. One time in December. January. 4 times in January. Yeesh. What was the Y star? I didn't put anything about what the Y star was. Oh, that's what. Yeah, I know what that is. So that's not. I had a taster. Yeah, I literally tasted a beer. And I bought the beer in a bomber bottle because it was like a Christmas brew. And so I drank the Christmas brew the next day. So I had one beer the next day. It was one of those big Christmas beer looking things, though. And I had a taster of it the day before. Okay, so really 3 times in January, which is still quite a bit for me, especially 2 times in a week. But we'll see. That doesn't seem to. Well, I guess I did right around then. Okay, I drank, and then 2 weeks later, red. And then I drank, and then 2 weeks later, felt better. And then I drank, and then 2 weeks later, it was pretty good. Okay, I'll keep looking at it. That's enough review for right now because I just don't have enough of these little sections, but I'm starting to see sections. And so if those can keep going, then I might have something there. I got neurofeedback tomorrow morning, so yeah, we'll see how we're doing. Okay. Love, peace, bacon grease. Feel good. I'm out. Episode 68. See you tomorrow.